What is going on, Raptors Nation? It is Luca here back with another video. That really was a tale of two halves. The Toronto Raptors got their butts kicked in the early going. It was a very brutal first half, but they actually made it a game in the second half. They fought hard, almost completed that epic comeback. They were down by as many as 34, but in the end, they do fall 115 to 111. We're going to talk about it. Do me a solid, everybody. Drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more post-game videos just like this. So that was as bad of a start that we saw from the Raptors in that first half, particularly in that first quarter. I mean, the Celtics were hitting three after three after three. Peyton Pritchard looked like Larry Bird. I mean, this guy was looking like an all-star out there, just absolutely dominating the Raptors in the early going. Raptors got down big in the first half, and their defense non-existent. The Celtics were seemingly hitting every shot. Raptors struggling from the field. Grady Dick unable to get it going. Scotty Barnes, slow start. And yeah, this just was a complete write-off in that first half for the Toronto Raptors. Energy was not there at all. And the Celtics, this was a team that was without their main starters. This was basically the main Celtics. I know the Raptors were missing some guys. They were without Barrett, Brown, quickly. Hopefully we'll see quickly over these last two preseason games. Olenek, Temple, and Walter. But injuries or not, it was inexcusable to see the Raptors get out to that poor of a start that they did against a Celtics team that was playing their B guys. But got to give the Celtics credit. This is a championship team for a reason. Joe Mazzulla takes these games seriously. He had these guys out there playing like it was game 7 of a playoff series in the early going. As, you know, Walker, he finished with 20. Pritchard, like I said, really good in this one. Walsh, and then you had Peterson with 23 from off the bench. But the Raptors, they did put up a valiant effort in that second half. They almost completed the comeback. And Grady Dick, I thought he ended up being one of the bright spots. He had a abysmal shooting performance in the first half, but ended up having a nice third quarter. He hit a couple of triples, finished 5 of 10 overall from 3. So that's good to see. And you want to see Grady Dick get this many shots up. I know it ends up chalking up to being just 6 of 18 from the field, but without key pieces, very quickly, you want to see Grady just stay committed to shooting it, not lose his confidence. And we saw that, right? Like after a poor shooting half, he came right back in the third quarter, unfazed, able to knock down triple after triple. And that's what you want to see. You don't want to see a shooter lose his confidence. So I like the fact that Grady Dick remained aggressive. He remained confident in his shot, and he ended up finishing with a game high for the Raptors, 18 points. Scotty Barnes, I thought he didn't look as comfortable in this one. Again, he's still trying to find his footing. You got to cut him some slack. Second game back since suffering the season-ending surgery. He was a minus 27, just 10 points. He had 4 turnovers, but Barnes, 5 of 10, hasn't hit a 3 yet in the preseason. But I think for Scotty, it's going to be important for him to just use these final games to get him back into form, ease his way back into things. And I wouldn't overreact to Scotty being underwhelming with his offensive production in this game. He's still, gradually rounding into form. It's going to take some time for him to get back to peak Scotty. So it was a little bit of a lesser performance than the one that we saw the other night. But yeah, Scotty, I'm not worried at all. I think it's just a matter of him, once again, just getting back to the rhythm of things, getting back in game speed, and getting back to the flow of things with, playing with his teammates. Once again, taking on more of a leadership role this season. It's going to be a little bit of adjustment for Scotty Barnes to get back into the groove. You looked at the Raptors, rest of the starters. Abaji just continues to not show you anything offensively. That remains a problem. I mean, if he's going to end up being a rotation piece, he's got to get that offense going. And then Davion Mitchell, he only had 2 points, just shot it 4 times. His defense is going to be there, but can he provide more offense, especially since he's going to be this team's backup point guard? I thought Shead put forth another quality outing. He had 14 points, 4 9 from the field, did hit a 3, so that was nice to see. Raptors, like I said, in that second half, they marched the comeback. They made things very interesting. Mogbo, 8 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. He was 3 of 7 from the field. So you want to see the youngsters like Shead and Mogbo continue to get comfortable, show you something. Boucher following his big outing, he had 9 points on 3 of 8 shooting. Battle, he had 8 points as well. So the Raptors, got to give them credit. It was a big fourth quarter for them. They put the pressure on Boston, and that's what you want to see. You want to see the Raptors just fight hard and give you effort. If it's going to be this type of season where it's going to be up and down, so be it. But you want to see this team at least give it their all. And it was a much more respectable performance for the Raptors in that second half compared to the first half. Like, that first half was just a wash. Like, it was just embarrassing seeing the Raptors get absolutely run out of the building by, you know, the B Celtics. So the fact that the Raptors were able to push, their defense got a lot better, they tightened things up, and they were able to score the ball much more efficiently, overall shooting at 46%, 40% from three. So better than the game against the Wizards. You want to see that. And the Raptors, they had 30 assists, they had 24 fast break points, and they had 56 points in the paint. I think the biggest takeaway for me, guys, just looking at this game from an overall perspective, is the Raptors' depth is still an issue. Like, take a game like this where they are missing key guys. You can tell there's a lack of scoring, a lack of offense, a lack of shot creation. And really, beyond barbecue, that is going to be the key. You need to be able to build out this rotation, build out this roster, and have capable guys. And can some of these bench guys, some of these depth pieces end up panning out and be consistent? Because you can't just always rely on Barnes, Quickly, or Barrett to go off. It's like the Raptors are going to need these depth pieces. They're going to need some of these other guys to step up and be solid contributors, like how the Celtics have it. Like, take a game like this, for example. The Celtics, without all their main pieces yet, they're still getting solid outings from guys who aren't even going to be in the rotation. That's just how deep the Celtics are, which is why they are a championship team and which is why they are the favorite to win the title once again. They got so many guys who you can plug and play in the rotation, whereas the Raptors, they're still trying to figure it out. They're still trying to build out this rotation. They're still trying to have guys who they can count on, where if your star Scotty Barnes has an off night, or if your main three players aren't necessarily filling it up, can you still win a game? Can you rely on your bench to come through and give you solid production, that three ball offense? So that's the biggest thing. It's like this depth for the Raptors is still in question. And on a night like tonight, you can see that this team still has a long way to go in terms of just building out a competent team, because they might have some nice pieces at the top when you talk about barbecue, Grady Dick, Ayaka Perdo, but it's going to come down to that bench. It's going to come down to those depth pieces that is ultimately going to get this team back in the thick of things in the Eastern Conference. And obviously it's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen this season, but you want to see some guys rise to the occasion and be consistent X factors on this team. So that was just the biggest takeaway that I took from this, is that if the Raptors are going to have shorthanded lineups, you know, if they are going to have guys miss time at any point during the season, it's going to be rough. And especially in the early going, hopefully the Raptors could get all these guys back. But if the Raptors are missing guys, not only do they have a tough schedule to begin with, but we know that this team, they don't have that depth that they can rely on. And so, like some of these other contending teams like the Celtics, when they are shorthanded. So the Raptors, that is a rebuilding team. And that's why these preseason games are important, because you want to see what the back end of your rotation looks like. You want to see guys make the most out of these opportunities and earn minutes moving forward. So again, I thought Shead and Mogbo did a lot of good things in this one. Boucher continues to be that offensive spark plug. You know, hopefully he can have more of the game he had last game, and he can be that offensive igniter from off the bench. But the Raptors, they're going to need some more guys to come along here if they want to put together a complete team, and a team that is going to be competitive more nights than not, especially this season. But yeah, guys, the Raptors, they lose 115-111 the final. They're going to have two more preseason games. They're going to be back in action again against the Celtics on Tuesday. Probably might see the Celtics starters, I would think, because that's going to be the Celtics' final preseason game. That's going to be the Raptors' second last preseason game. But guys, let me know your main takeaways in this one. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. That's it for me. It's Lucas signing off. Thanks so much for watching. I will catch you all again in the next one.